Today we will be covering Lesson 4-2, Angles and Angle Bisectors. On the previous slide, you should have seen a few math terms and some paragraphs. So let's get into this. The one thing we need to be talking about today is how to use a protractor. You'll notice that one has been provided on the screen, on the paper for you. But you should have one in your hand as well in order to work later problems. The first chunk of this lesson will be questions 1 through 4. And let's take a look. Question 1 says, use appropriate tools strategically. Determine the measure of each angle. They've already done letter A for you. The measure of angle AOB is 50. Well, let's take a look. We've got AOB. Remember that the second letter is always your vertex. And this starts at 0 and goes all the way across to 180. Or you can see that it starts at 0 on this side and goes 180 the other direction. So they're saying the distance from A to B is 50. So we have 50 degrees. Now, please note that if you go from B to C, it's not going to be 90 because we started here. So this would actually only be 40 because we go from 50 to 90. So you would need to subtract. Okay? So keep that in mind. Number 2 says, use a protractor to determine the measure of each angle. The way I would do these is I usually extend my lines out. So that whenever you put your protractor on there, you're going to line the little circle up right here at your vertex. And like I said, extend your lines out. It's going to be easier for you to see where the line goes or where it falls on your protractor. Okay. So number 2 says use a protractor to determine the measure of each angle. And 3 says express regularity and repeated reasoning. Using your results from items 1 and 2, describe any patterns that you notice. And number 4 says, given that point D is in the interior of angle ABC, describe how to determine the measure of angle ABC without measuring if you are given the measures of angle ABD and angle DBC. I'm going to pause the video, or I would like you to pause the video. I want you to take the next 6 minutes to work on this with your table mates, questions 1 through 4. As you can see, the answers for questions 1 through 4 have now been provided for you. I want to take a quick moment to make sure that you recognized how to use the protractor. Again, you want to line up the circle and set one of them equal to part of your 0 line is the best way to do it. And then see where the other line extends to. Also, hopefully you got down to this concept that just like with line segments, the part plus the part should equal the entire measure here. So for instance, with number 4, if I knew that angle ABD was a measure and angle DBC was a measure, to find out ABC, I would just add the 2 of those values together. On to your debriefing question.